Hello, hello, my friends. It is Hondo, and welcome back to the Knights of the Nerd Republic. You know what to do, and stay profitable.
The Nerd Academy podcast is released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, available on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com and wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/The Nerd Academy podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Knights of the Nerd Republic. We are your hosts, Jarod the Dark Jedi, and Spencer the Mando Simpson. And we're finally doing it. We're here. It's time for the KNR versus Series 3. As you guys have known, this has been a rough year for us scheduling-wise. There's been a lot of projects we've had to put on the back burner, a lot of things that have fallen by the wayside, and just an immediate thank you to our patrons who make this show happen, the patrons who get access, but for the most part, exclusive access to the Versus series. We'll drop one in the main feed as like a bonus episode every so often, and to kind of help keep things moving, and let people know what they can find whenever they tune in to the Versus series if they want to give us that $5 a month for it.
Yes.
But yeah, this is the season 2 lineup. So how this is going to work is we took the all of the winners and losers, all of the combatants we used in the Versus series last season, and are pitting them. I'm listening. Okay, quick check to those of you listening. How weird do I sound currently? I see that Alden is in the chat, Alden of Octo Radio. How weird and choppy do I sound currently? Just throw that in the chat or text me. I don't care. We'll see if it's doable. If not, this godforsaken stream might get delayed again, even after we extremely thank you, Paco.
Oh, yes. Excellent. So what's your favorite color, Alden of Octo?
We're gonna get Joel on the horn.
Yeah. Speaking of the horn, I was about to say it's choppier than the waves to Cape Horn is what it is.
Yeah, okay. This is live. We've been having tech issues this week as well, so that's always fun. Let's see. Did this week's episode sound weird upon upload? No, it didn't. Okay.
Sound fine.
So here's what we're gonna try. This is the live broadcast, everybody. Any improvement to those of you listening? Anybody listening, let us know if that sounds any better at all. Waiting for response either on my phone or in the chat. Also, Alden, you texted me before I even said it, and I appreciate you for it. Same so far. Cool. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. And I think we're back. Joel is still on the phone. I'm waiting for him to give me the thumbs up here that it sounds not like ass. He said, "Oh, we're good. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, we're fine. We're fine. Joel saved the day."
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. There's Joel.
That's my
Thank you.
military medical club treasurer.
All right, thank you, buddy. Yeah, he's watching it now. Oh God, that was a very weird echo. Okay, goodbye. Love you, Joel. Enjoy the stream.
And hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience with this today and for your patience for the last 4 months as we have continued to not be able to do the end of the year.
Dude, I literally
2021 season 2.
Spencer, I literally just destroyed my headphones while I set my thing down. It is one thing after another.
Wow.
Still. Vamp.
Well.
Vamp and keep apologizing.
So, do any of you know what Alden's favorite color is?
Okay, we have a green light again. I should be good.
This is Jarod and Spooner back again.
Oh my God, this is such a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
I mean, listen, we were due for a ugly stream eventually. Just gonna catch up on
been working
comments
so
here.
well recently.
Yeah. We
It's
got
bound to
Eli
happen.
in the house. Thank you, Eli. Paco, Alden, thank you for helping us guide us back in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, before we get started, I normally I'm drinking one of these during a live stream, but in the last hour I got like random heartburn, and I became abruptly not in the mood for a Bloody Mary.
Spicy Caesar is not the
Yummy-
miracle cure. For heartburn.
Yummy as it is the only reason why I am drinking water during a live stream. Which is
Ew.
I've never not had alcohol on a live stream. But quick word from our lovely friends at sundaysbloodymary.com. You guys already know they have the most badass Bloody Mary accoutrement on the planet. The spicy Caesar mix on a night where I do not have such bad indigestion is my go-to. It's my favorite thing. Oh, we got another
Thanks
comment from
again
Joel.
to our buddy.
Yeah, have a great stream, guys. Got to
braving-
go back to setting on Defending Against the
Braving
Plague.
medical school and the COVID to help us with our audio problems. Thank
Yes.
you very much.
Yes, Joel is the GOAT for that very reason. But yeah, sundaysbloodymary.com/shop. They got all the best Bloody Mary stuff you could ever ask for. Garnishes, mix. Y'all know me, pickled asparagus, spicy Caesar. And they also, to add to their merch, now have a dad hat, which I will be ordering along with my next jar. And it's really cute. I love it. It has the little tomato heart that Annie puts in all of the orders. So that makes me very happy to see. So go to sundaysbloodymary.com/shop. Use code TNAP at checkout and get 10% off your order. And you help out your favorite nerds
You do.
while you do
You
it.
help us. Thank you.
Yeah, it's greatly appreciated. You guys, you're so sweet. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to pull the bracket up here. The way this is going to work is we're going to be pitting characters we used in the Versus series this past season against each other. Up here are all the winners. So we have Lord Hoth, Ray Skywalker, Mara Jade, Cade Skywalker, Skier, Cal Kestis, and then characters who we determined were a little too overpowered to put in round one.
Turns out doing a 24-person single elimination bracket is kind of a nightmare. So we had to do buy rounds for 6 people, and we determined for both the winner's side of the bracket and for the loser side of the bracket who the standout characters were, the characters that are most likely to win against any of the other ones.
Yeah, because
So-
the thing is there are definitely characters in who have to play in round one who stand a chance against the round 2 characters. But I think for the most part, throwing any of the round 2 people who got a bye match, so it's Yoda, Darth Malgus, and Darth Revan for the winner's side of the bracket, they kind of have potential blowout capacity here.
Yeah.
So we figured it would be fair to just like let the people who rise to the top here come to them.
Yeah.
Which would make more sense.
Yeah.
And then we have the people who lost their matchups, or no, I think Grand Inquisitor and Kade Mundi are part of the winners bracket as well, and Mace Windu.
Yeah. So there were 4 people that have a bye in the first round for both the winners and the losers.
Shame on all of you for not catching our math on that one.
Yeah.
And then the loser side of the bracket is Savage Opress, Executor Cedris, Lord Vindican, Darth Malik, Barris Ophi, Ezra Bridger, Ulit Keldroma, and Galen Merrick, with the bye match characters being Darth Vader, Kyle Katarn, Darth Treya, and Darth Krayt. We got another comment from Eli. Throw this one up there. I fucking love that you have her as Ray Skywalker in the bracket. Absolutely, that's her name. And you can't tell me otherwise. She's
adopted.
Hey, she is adopted, and it makes her no less a member of that family. Han Solo's a Skywalker as well. We have that conversation.
By marriage.
But they're all still a part of the family. And that is not what we were discussing on this stream tonight.
They all get an invitation to the reunion.
They absolutely do. Absolutely do. So yeah, also, now I wanted to save time since this was going to be a hefty bracket. We also brought back all of the arenas we used over the course of the season as well. So it was all 12 arenas were in play. And while I was working on the bracket today, I decided to try to save time on the stream. I did the random number generator to get all of our arenas. So, for example, when we go into Lord Hoth versus Ray, it already says that the field of play is Jabba's Palace. So I already did that
stuff here today.
So the rule I used going in, assuming that we would use what we originally were talking about doing the arena picks live as well. We were going to say that since there were only 12 arenas and a lot of matches to do, we would only let the arenas get picked 3 times. So I followed that rule while I generated them. I don't think any will come up more than 3 times unless I miss something and mess something up, at which point we'll do another random number selection for it if anyone catches anything over the course of this stream. So without any further ado, I am going to close this out so I can get some of the character sheets we wrote up over the course of the season while you explain the format.
Yes. So the format for our
the caveat that we're going to be doing the speed run version.
Right. So the format for the versus tournament is going to be much like the format for every single versus matchup that we did in season 2. We usually start with a bio, but since we have already done, if you want to hear our very eloquently written bios, go back and listen to the individual episodes. But for the sake of time, we're going to skip through the bio. We're going to assume that anybody who's watching a 24-person single elimination versus tournament bracket is going to know who most of these people are, if not all of them. So we are going to talk through quickly 5 categories based on stat sheets that we have already written up for regular season. And those 5 categories are going to be physical attributes, martial arts ability, force ability, weapons and equipment, and finally their tactical ability / their battle mindset. How do they think going into a fight? How do they think during the fight? What is their general approach to a single combat duel? So redundancy aside, single combat duel. Sorry,
no, you're fine.
That one of you clowns is going to catch that. So
we also have we also already have people pulling for their favorites here. Right. Eli's pulling in for Darth Krayt. Also, the winner of the winner and the winner of the losers will also throw down. So whoever wins on the winner's side in your is coming up for Krayt and Eli's opinion. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our first matchup. I'm not going to show any bias here and weigh in on his take there. We're going to jump into Lord Hoth versus Ray Skywalker, the Jedi Lord versus the Last Jedi.
Nice.
See, thank you.
Good little
thank you.
phrase.
I like to throw little subtitles on there, a little pizzazz. This is I love Ray. I feel bad for Ray. This is not a good matchup for her.
This really is not. Also, since we're early in the game.
It takes place at Jabba's Palace.
Right. Since we're early in the game, we will let you know now. If it seems like to us it is kind of a no-brainer decision, then we will likely hurry through things since we got a lot of ground to cover. But if we will gladly defend our choices later on if you decide to pick a fight. But just so you know, we're going to be moving at a clip. So We're going to be major talking points only for the most part, unless there's a really tight match, and then we're going to get more into the weeds. But
that's the fun thing about the Versus tournament is you basically get a speed run version of a bonus whole season, just using the same characters. Historically, Ray we only see her really get into a lightsaber duel with one guy. But that guy also happens to be a dedicated power fighter. Lord Hoth is a gemso specialist. He's a bigger, stockier guy, and not to actually experience whatever. It is true.
He's got a crap ton of battle experience.
He's a Jedi master. He's a Jedi master. He's a battle master. He's he was basically the only person who could have taken on either Lord Khan or Darth Bane during that war. So I don't like Ray going out this early. I was upset whenever we initially generated this bracket that the first match was going to be Lord Hoth versus Ray, because I wanted to see her get closer to get at least in the round 2. Because I do think there's a couple people in the winner's side here that there's a few people I think she could actually
handle a couple.
I think Ray is in the top half of the winner's side.
It's just a crappy matchup.
Well, yeah, I think she could beat Cal. I think she could beat Kade Mundi. Maybe. I think she could beat the Grand Inquisitor. However, I don't see her beating Lord Hoth.
Yeah, experience.
Let's see if this actually works.
Experience is experience, and he's a master of all the forms.
Look at that! Hey, look at that! I figured this out all by myself, by the way, which is inexplicable for the most part. I have no idea how I got this bracket to work.
Now this would be fun to see in real life.
Mara Jade Skywalker versus Kade Skywalker. As Alden very hilariously put earlier. What was the joke he made?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Please account for Kade probably being high while he fights. You're right. And the Death Six aren't going to do much for him because in my opinion, I think he's completely outclassed by Mara Jade. I think that she has the tactical prowess to outthink him. I think that she, as a more refined duelist, is going to outclass him. And they both kind of break even in time in terms of weapons and equipment because they're, Kade might, if we're going to be like really anal about it, Kade ekes out because like he has a suit of armor, or there's like the chest plate, but even then, like they both are carrying both blasters and lightsabers and other sidearms. So for me, I say Mara Jade takes this.
I'm inclined to agree. I don't see.
I'm sorry.
A big enough reason for contention there to spend the time on
it. I'm so sorry. I think Hoth beats Ray, but not by a landslide. Oh, absolutely,
for sure.
Ray has the potential. Has the potential to defeat Hoth, and if we get a future story with Ray, where she's had time to really develop and hone her skills. I think there's a version of Ray that could dog walk Hoth.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
She absolutely has the potential.
She's got the raw ability. She's got the raw force sensitivity, the raw talent. She picks things up really, really quickly. Give her 5 years, and I think that she outclasses Hoth.
If you look at Ray with a year of actual dedicated Jedi training. You see her in The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yeah,
and the assumption
that she makes in that short amount of time.
And if you look at the character portrait, which is probably hard to see on screen, I have her with a yellow lightsaber. The assumption here is that this is after this is at the end of The Rise
credits.
of Skywalker.
Ray Skywalker. Yeah,
the way that she's even using the Force, and again, this goes beyond it's his raw power. There's a technique there. The way that she fights Palpatine's sovereign protectors is so impressive. I remember in the movie theater, the way she's deflecting the blaster bolts, throwing the blaster bolts, the way she brings the Force down on somebody's head to flatten that guy with a Force push from above him. That's the kind of mindset that I think she could take Hoth with a little bit more time to
totally
get comfortable
agree
with her Force abilities. And Eli, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a conversation we would have
that's
gotten into in a full length versus matchup.
One
moment.
Let's get out of there. Yeah, we don't.
No, that's another thing that's been happening.
Pop up. Anyway.
Yeah. No, that was just the actual computer asking me a question. More comments here. Mara takes out Kade. She's got an elegance and a precision that Kade doesn't have. She's refined. She's a warrior. He's a scoundrel with a warrior's blood.
Sure.
Absolutely. Ray can dog walk me. Alden, I agree. I understand. I wonder if the Duel with Kestis might bring Mara down a few pegs. I think that Mara wins, but I wonder it might be close because of that. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right there. I think also like I think Kade and Kestis are kind of cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
And I think that the thing that sets them apart is that Kade, while he is, I think we tried to avoid using the term dirty fighter when we did his matchup. He does fight dirty. He just doesn't fight quite as dirty as Darth Vader. But no, I think you're onto something there. He's also approaching a style that's much more interesting, mix of forms and discipline. Shows heavy and big. Yes, absolutely. I think that
she's an innovator for sure.
She's an innovator,
as the Jedi are kind of reinventing themselves, it's clear that she's kind of blazing her own path, like on a swordsmanship level as well.
She would have been Ray as like because she would be the Grandmaster of that new order as the preeminent duelist by default. Yeah. Like that would be the second coming of Shicho.
Oh yeah.
Like
cut it down to basics, but like Shicho 2.0.
Yeah. I mean, in her style as well, where she brings a lot to the table. So we are gonna say Mara Jade wins, not by a landslide, but handily over Cade Skywalker. Up next, we have Skier versus Cal Kestis. When we originally used Skier, we used them in our Halloween special, where we did
monstrosity.
Where we used Drengir possessed Skier.
Yeah, we tend to go with like really scary dudes for October and Halloween. That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. For this matchup, however, we're gonna do Skier, not possessed by the Drengir, but still with his one arm. And for this one, I actually really favor Cal Kestis, even though he's kind of punching above his weight, not just because Skier is a brick shithouse Trandoshan, but also because he is going toe-to-toe with a Jedi Master. I think Cal has the thing I love about Cal is how much he learns from every single encounter he's in. We see that over the course of Jedi Fallen Order, like playing the game, every time you face off with the second sister, you get better at fighting her. Mm-hmm. Not just because you as a player have gotten better at the game and have unlocked more abilities, but because like the point is like by the time that you fight her on Zepho, Cal does not overpower her or something like that. He beats her with sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Like he's starting to understand how she fights and overcomes her with like a passing of the blades and is like throwing her off. He's a genius duelist in that way. And I think that because he learned so much from fighting the ninth sister, the big one, I believe it's the ninth sister. Yeah. Connor's probably watching and screaming at me because I'm shaking on that.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Real quick.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
I think Cal. I think fighting someone who is bigger than him has kind of prepared him for that kind of showdown. So I think that Cal can beat Skier. And I also think that he has such a fluid and hard to prepare for fighting style where he, very handedly switches between forms. Most of that because he's also switching between using a single and a double-bladed lightsaber. I feel comfortable giving Cal Kestis the dub over Skier.
I would agree with that. I don't think that there's enough of a point of contention there to argue the point.
All right. Keeping Connor happy.
Yeah, Connor. Okay, let's find out if you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Moment of truth.
Yeah.
As we
you said the Inquisitorius has its own tag now.
Yeah. Yeah, ninth sister.
Oh, thank God.
Well done.
I would have gotten flames for that one. All right. Moving on. Speaking of Inquisitors.
Yeah.
We have the Grand Inquisitor
versus
Kayadi-Mundi.
This one is very interesting.
I'm looking forward to seeing the comments' opinion on this one.
It's like they start from the same foundation, but they both branch off in separate ways.
Yes.
Like
both of them are Makashi specialists.
They start with the Makashi form, but Grand Inquisitor has an unexpected edge in that he is able to integrate the Makashi form into the use of a saber staff, but not only that, but like a buzzsaw saber staff.
Yeah.
And Kayadi-Mundi has the added advantage. He can switch up his form. He's a dual specialist.
Yeah.
So he can mix it up in that way. As the Grand Inquisitor, though, I'm inclined to think that despite the fact that Kayadi-Mundi can switch up his form, the Grand Inquisitor's fought a lot of Jedi at this point. Yes. He knows how to handle all the forms for the most part, unless you're dealing with a really talented user of those forms. Now, granted, Kayadi-Mundi's nothing to sneeze at.
He's no slouch.
But the fact that Kayadi-Mundi knows more than one form does not necessarily give him the edge against the Grand Inquisitor.
I agree with you. I think the Grand Inquisitor. I mean, granted, this is pre Obi-Wan Kenobi, so let's put that out there.
We might revisit the Grand Inquisitor.
The Grand Inquisitor might dog walk Obi-Wan for all we know. That's TBD.
I find that hard to believe, but we'll put that off until we have a reason to believe.
We'll get there when we watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. But for all intents and purposes, this could potentially be the first time that the Grand Inquisitor crosses blades with someone who is Jedi Council tier. I saw Eli threw a comment up here. Let me pull it
I
up.
tend to agree with Eli on that point.
Kade over Inquisitor in Moondy's battles in TCW and Attack of the Clones more impressive than the Inquisitor in Star Wars. Yes, you're right. He does have more battlefield experience. However, we are talking about single combat, and I do think those things account for different things. I think that, for example, Skier, if you got to go through a gauntlet of endless troops, I think Skier will last longer than Cal.
Oh yeah.
However, but I do think you're right. I do think that is valuable input that Kai has. I think Kai is more more viable in a battlefield setting.
I'm definitely more. I'm more approving of Kade Mundi's appearances on screen than Grand Inquisitors.
Yeah.
However, we from what we know about both of them, we can't just rely on what we see on screen. There's these characters clearly never fought each other on screen, so we have to extrapolate a little bit. But I want to say
real quick, I want to read Alden's comment. Moondy takes the L. At the height of the war, Moondy was arguably the most clouded dude's decision-making power is largely shot.
He's fairly pragmatic at that point. I agree with you on that. I'm not sure if that I wouldn't say that necessarily makes him unbalanced in a combat sense. Maybe he's a little arrogant, I think is the best way of putting that. And if you're arrogant coming into the battle, then that kind of puts you off on a bad foot.
He's also very gung-ho, which is another problem Kade Mundi has. And I think that another factor here is the Grand Inquisitor has the flavor and capacity to
mess with him,
to really finesse somebody though. If you go in there not realizing, oh, he has a second blade. Oh, he basically with one hand can do what General Grievous does with his whole body.
Yeah.
That is something that will very much throw him off of his rhythm, to use a John Mulaneyism. You throw him off his rhythm. I think Kade Mundi puts up a good fight against the Grand Inquisitor. I think he makes the Grand Inquisitor work for it. I think the Grand Inquisitor puts him down.
I think the Grand Inquisitor walks away with a couple a couple saber burns on him. I think Kade Mundi on a skill level outclasses the Grand Inquisitor, but I think in this particular matchup, I think the Grand Inquisitor is going to walk away alive.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah,
rock, paper, scissors. That's a big thing. Again, I'm trying to make people subscribe to the Patreon here. It's the rock, paper, scissors of Star Wars matchups, and the example I love to use, yes, Lego Kade Mundi all the way. The example I love to use is you take Count Dooku, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Anakin Skywalker. Obi-Wan is able to beat Anakin, and Anakin is able to beat Dooku, but Dooku is able to beat Obi-Wan. Is that there's this kind of a cycle there, it's like rock, paper, scissors. One can beat one, but the other can't beat the other. So yeah, it'll be it's
gonna be close.
And round 4, how much there are some people who are getting sent to fucking die in round 2.
You know how much I love citizens who are concerned about the droid attack on the Wookiee.
Yes,
but sorry, my friend.
Yeah,
let's.
Your concern was appreciated while it lasted. Moving on to 2 characters I fucking loathe: Savage Opress and Executor Cedris.
Yeah, I'm inclined to just skip this one.
Oh, we can't.
Can we just flip a coin and move on?
No,
no. I'm kidding.
No, we have to be.
I'm kidding. I know we got to be judicious about it.
Yes. I think I'm not just saying this is I dislike Cedris less. I think Cedris is more refined than Savage.
Savage,
and I think that
has no level of refinement.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think
that was unfair. He's got some, but it is painfully minimal.
Here's my thing. Savage, and we talked about this. Savage has that shot clock of when he's able to tap into that dark side force rage. Unless you're like a really, really high caliber, you're probably a dead man.
Probably.
I don't think Cedris is able to piss Savage off. I think the fight would just kind of go on, and then Cedris would just get a leg up on him and cut him down.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think it's going to be easy, and I think Cedris is going to have to work for it, but I also don't think that Cedris is going to necessarily do enough to anger Savage. I'm going to consult our character sheet here.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
I am too. I want to. Yeah, so
throw it up so our friends can see.
Not particularly, because I don't need them to see. I don't need to see them how I write my notes in a very, I'm writing this for how I say it. Gemso. Yeah, like there's nothing here that I think is gonna be.
Bye, Savage.
Yeah, I don't. Oh,
which hold on a second.
What were you?
Never mind.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second.
What?
I now that it's in place. I think you said in your notes, second only to Vader, and he's
second only to Vader in terms of like. Yeah. Oh, again, at the time when we're talking about like, there's not an entire army of Inquisitors.
I know. I think that's funny to me that you said in your
for
notes,
that time
we reference your old notes. It says second only to Vader. Who's Cedric? Who's he up against next round? Vader.
Yeah.
So that ought to be fun.
Anyway. Yeah, that'll be a fun discussion. Moving on here, we have.
He says, "I don't need to know a lot about Cedris, but I don't need to because he wins."
Yes, Eli gets it. He engages. He engages in Savage slander like we do. Lord Vindican versus Darth Malik.
This one brings me pain because
you love you some Vindican.
I think
Darth Vindican is your true glup shitto.
He's like, I know that he's not the best, but he's got style for me somehow. Like he's a classy dude. Savagery and oppressing massive L.
Thank you, Alden.
Yeah, they
Alden came to entertain. Alden's like the unofficial co-host at this point with comments
There was no reading between the lines when it came to the naming of that character. You know everything you have to know about him as soon as you hear his name.
I'm telling you, there was a night where George and Dave were at the studio a little late having a couple scotches, and George is like, "I bet you can't come up with a name more on the nose than Darth Sidious." And Dave went, "Hold my cowboy hat." And
Savage Oppress.
And we're going to have this witch lady with an echoey voice go, Savage Oppress. Yes, looking down the barrel of the digital camera the entire time.
He certainly is a sight to behold. Anyway,
Vindican versus Darth Malik.
I, for no really justifiable reason at all, kind of like Vindican. I think he's a classy dude. I think he's the perfect character to introduce in the cinematic anyway, to introduce the idea of the Sith coming back. I know that he's just one of many, but like he's on this mission for a reason.
He's archetypical of that era.
He has clearly distinguished himself as a swordsman. He has earned the title of Lord Vindican. He has found himself the master of Darth Malgus. I think he fills the perfect role of like, this guy is nothing to sneeze at, but his apprentice is really something. Yeah. So just from a storytelling standpoint,
is also on the bracket.
Whomst we'll get to later.
That was a big theme this season that we noticed, was that there's a lot of masters and apprentices on this bracket this season. Ouch. Here are them. Both of them are totally non-intimidating, mustache twirling, strange legends, Sith masterminds. I know Malik better. But I might favor Vindican. You don't want to put your eggs in the Vindican basket.
I think despite the fact that Vindican is classy, he's like the archetypical, like just average Sith Lord for this era. He has experience. He's got power, but not as much power as Malik. Not as much experience as Malik.
As a comparison, in the original matchup, he was paired off against Kayati Mundi.
Yeah.
And they're very similar in that, like, Kayati Mundi is not a force god.
No,
You know, he's not a one-man army.
He's above average.
He's
but not
he's above
fantastic.
average. He's on the
Same
Jedi
goes for
Council. You
Vindican.
know, he's very impressive. He's very talented. He's very
both
powerful.
are distinguished in their own circles, but not unbeatable and not like god tier. So
And that's
I
why we
think-
pit them against each other.
exactly, that was the original matchup, really well chosen by my friend Jarod here, the dark Jedi, Bachman Stubbs. But I gotta go with Malik here. I think he outclasses Vindican in sheer power, but also,
oh my god,
yeah, that's not even a contest.
they're gonna.
in power.
This is going to be decided by, you know, of course, power in the force was skill with a lightsaber. This is a skill with a lightsaber fight, and Malik is going to outfence Vindican handily.
I think so as well. Yeah.
Also,
I might go so far as to say this fight is going to last exactly as long as Malik wants it to. Like,
I think you're very right.
I think that it's going to be a good fight, but Malik is going to be like, all right, enough of this crap.
Yeah.
But
have you ever lost your job before? It fucking sucks. Anyway, real quick, comment from an OG $10 patron. We got the Waffle Wizard. Can I choose the winner based on how cool their lightsaber is? If that
it's
is how
your
you
bracket, dude.
If that's how you wanted to build your bracket, may the force be with you. Because I don't think the Grand Inquisitor is making it that far.
Anyway,
so
we can,
Darth Malik
I dub the
defeats Lord Vindican.
round 1 winner.
Yes.
Next up, I am really hating the random number generator.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, we have
some
not
of these-
addressed Arena
some
for a
of
minute.
these-
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So Masasi Temple, that's not going to
That's
change
not really gonna matter
anything.
much.
Alderaan Forest, not going to change
not really.
anything.
I think
Sail barge.
that
That makes it an even
hold on.
worse case for
Okay.
Coyote Mundi,
Yeah,
in my
that's-
opinion. I think that the Grand Inquisitor is going to be able to walk him around.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think Coyote Mundi is
Yeah.
going to follow him.
Yeah, I needed to take a second there, but I think you're right.
I kind of forgot about the.
So
Arena
far,
thing.
it doesn't really
sail
seem
barge,
like
same
you know,
thing here.
we
Again,
did-
this is an even worse case.
we
for
did
Cade.
totally forget that Arena was a thing, but in our defense, so far it hasn't really been enough of a
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Mill brace or jar.
Random jaw repaired robotics.
This is end game.
yeah,
End
yeah.
game. So
Full jaws
yeah.
of life.
Full jaws of life. Okay, so Barriss Ophi versus Ezra Bridger in the streets of Mos
Ooh.
Eisley. Barriss
This
is for the streets.
He ain't got no one.
No one in these
He
streets.
got no one in these streets.
Unfortunately, I think Ezra's. I don't know. Because this is season 4 Ezra. Whenever we did Cal versus Ezra.
Pull me up some stats real fast.
Okay. I'll give you some
Particularly on Barriss, because I'm blanking on her. Is she
You want
Nyman? She's
Barriss-
got to be.
Barriss
She's gotta be
Ophi
9,
stat
man.
sheet.
Need
It's
that
not moving.
good scroll. Form 3. Oh, that's a shock.
Form 3, Ataru background skill with Jarkai because we see her dual
yeah,
fence
yeah.
with Anakin. She's got force feats with her like force choking someone from another room.
But
I think she's outclassed in terms of force ability. I think Ezra can overpower her with the force.
based on what we've seen her display and what we've seen him display, I think you're right. I mean, she's it's average. Okay, but okay, if her barrier's average, then I think that
Ezra by season 4
Ezra's
wins
got it.
1 and 2. He's going down. This is 3. He did step up a lot. I agree with you on that front, Alden. Here's my thing, and again, not that I don't like to decide these types of things by virtue of such and such beat such and such, therefore such and such beats the other person. Because it breaks the rock paper scissors rule.
It does. It just is bad. It's bad matchup.
But like to use that argument, not necessarily as the main one. I don't see Ezra Bridger lasting that long against Anakin Skywalker.
No.
Like I don't.
No.
I think Ezra.
No.
I don't think Ezra will be that overwhelmed that quickly. I don't. Okay, season 4, Ezra, can he outfence Barriss? I think that
It's I think it's really tough to say. I think this comes down to choreography from the writing standpoint between these two series. I think generally Clone Wars choreography tends to be more complex than Rebels choreography.
That's
so
true.
it's difficult to just visually. It's hard to say if he'd be able to keep pace with her or vice versa.
Well, we got a hot take. I agree with this take from Eli, and I am starting to lean towards Team Ezra. However, I think he has a very interesting take in the follow-up. I agree with you. Ezra doesn't last that long against Anakin. He lasts longer. That is an interesting opinion. That is an interesting take, and you're giving me ideas for season 3 now.
Sorry, I don't agree with you.
I wasn't going to pick the Sith Anakin.
So
don't worry, I'm balancing in my mind for the next season. Don't worry.
Let's make some calls here. I think this is our first really big toss up. I agree. I mean, the arena is relatively neutral. There's some stuff to throw around, but neither one of them really favor that technique. I mean, you're right. Barriss is tricky at times. She does interfere. Like environment is it's a thing she does. She likes to throw stuff at you and throw you off. Looking at it, she does think that way. But
what's this? Well, clarification. I think Ezra wins, but I generally don't think Barriss is anything to write home about combat-wise. I agree with you. I'm inclined to agree with you on that.
Eli, Ezra over Barriss 110%. Also, Eli, I don't think Ezra wins.
Well, I mean, I agree on what he was saying earlier that Ezra head-on is going to be something hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And, it's such an open space that, Barriss can make Ezra chase her, and I think he's going to take the bait.
I think he will too. I think this is we try not to against Anakin.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So I think this will be kind of like a in the underworld of Coruscant, Barriss pretending to be Ventress. She kind of runs all over Coruscant with Ahsoka chasing her.
Yeah,
and I think the mindset's going to be a lot the same. Ezra's not as easy to fool as he once was, but I think he'd still take the bait, and I think he'd take it hard.
Do you think Barriss beats him?
I think once she finally decides to confront it, it comes back to a toss-up. It's like the stall tactic could work to a point if she decides to get super tricky with her trickery and throw stuff at him or slash a pipe and my eyes, that kind of stuff. But in an all-out blowout duel, I'm really stuck on this one.
Yeah,
for a round one matchup, I'm stuck. I doubt it's really.
I knew we were
matter.
coasting. We were coasting super hard.
We were gonna hit a roadblock eventually.
Yeah.
But
so I do think. Okay. In this environment, the more I think about it, I think Barriss will get Ezra to chase her. I think if Barriss were forced to just we take 10 paces in some alleyway in Mos Eisley and they charge at each other, I think Ezra beats her. If she has the ability to lead him around Mos Eisley and make him wear himself out from chasing her, but B cause some type of forced error on his part, I think by virtue of that deception, I think Barriss beats him.
I think so too. And again, not to compare as if they are equals, but again, I see this going very similarly to when she was pretending to be Ventress in the underworld of Coruscant. She ran circles around Ahsoka. And she got her right where she wanted her. And if she wanted to, I think Ventress could have killed her right then and there.
Barriss.
But Barriss as Ventress could have killed her right then and there.
You're right.
But Ahsoka was too set on finding what she needed. Barriss was too set on making sure that she found what she was leading her. It was, I think that it's Ezra's game it's Barriss's game, and Ezra's going to play it. He's not even going to know what he's walking into.
I think it's really funny though, because when I talk about whenever I first make these brackets and I think about it and my my opinion from when we actually record it to from when I make it to when I record it will change. Just looking at it, I thought I was going to pick Ezra, and the more we thought about it, I think I'm glad we had the conversation.
Now that is a hot
Eli's
take.
gonna go grab some food. Over my face, at least in the last round, one matchup, Galen Merritt is the most overrated character in Star Wars.
Full of hot takes this evening.
I mean,
I think he's overrated. I wouldn't say he's the most overrated.
Yeah, the most overrated is in round 2 and on the winner's side. No, I will. Here's why I wanted to use Galen Merrick so much when we used him. I think that he's a vastly misunderstood character when it comes to his skill set. I don't think he's a force
video game.
Exactly. There's so much that is.
Yeah, they're gonna amp you. Like you've got to be able to upgrade your stuff to the point where the game isn't. You're not slaving over these cannon fodder guys.
Cal feel like he's a force god.
Yeah. It progress. I mean, I think the difficulty progresses naturally as his skill set progresses. So you never feel like you are just ragdolling everyone you come across. Where with Galen, it's like you upgrade your Force Lightning, you upgrade your Maelstrom to a point where it's just like, okay, show me the boss.
Yeah.
Show me the boss level.
Let me fight.
I'm done with all these plebes.
The only person who's breathing right now is the Emperor, and that's the only person who can take me on. No, I think Galen is very crafty, and I think that his use of the Force is something that I think will take him far here. That's part of why, again, when we use the Ulic Keldroma, originally was pit against Cade Skywalker. And we gave Cade the W because we agreed that his more deceptive style of combat paired with his liberal use of the Force in combat is something that will throw Ulic off his game. And that Ulic is a very... he's straightforward, and he's straightforward because he normally can rely on like Force precognition.
Yeah,
but
when you're that unpredictable,
I think Galen is quite unpredictable, and I think it is through a mix of his craftiness and his skill with the lightsaber. I do think he can beat Ulic Keldroma. I don't.
It's possible. What's our arena look like?
Yes, that's true. I'm glad you remember. That was a very subtle way.
Field. Nice.
Knew I did this one. Cool. We're just gonna
field name. What do we got?
One moment.
You got a Yep.
Yeah.
It took you probably as long to come up with the, the oopsie clip as it'll find us take us to find an arena.
Yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah, it's all in good fun.
I got the lineup.
What's
here.
the point of a live stream? Have a little fun.
Cool.
We have somebody in the stream pick a number. That'll be fun. Have a little audience interaction.
Yeah, but I'm not sure who else is still in the stream. Alden, if you are still here, just to pick somebody, I think. Oh, good. He just commented.
Yeah, pick a number between 1 and 12.
Style camp. Obviously, this wasn't the plan. And Galen only got to be canon for a hot minute, but it's interesting and fortuitous that he's sort of a marriage of Ahsoka and Vader. Yes, I agree with you on that front. Alden, while we have you, pick a number between 1 and 12. No, pick a number between 1 and 11. Because there is an arena that will come up 3 times.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I will just pretend didn't mean to copy all that. So yeah, Alden, if you're still here,
what you got, homie?
I'm gonna let Alden pick a number for funsies.
If not Alden, then the first person who picks a number between 1 and 11.
It's gonna be free for all or Siri.
I know there's 3 of you watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alden. 6 it is.
6, and that is the third and final use of the Fortress Inquisitorius interrogation chamber.
Fine choice, Alden.
Yeah, great pick.
Truly
Great pick. Connor is giving you snaps right now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I even more so fall on Team Galen here.
I think it's like putting off a bomb inside of a vault. There's nowhere for that energy to go.
Yeah, no. I think not only do I think Galen beats Ulic Keldroma, I do think Ulic Keldroma will become very good friends with the lava by the end of this fight. I do think he's. Because another thing, just the general rule for the way we do these.
Did you pick a dude?
Oh no, I just hit update. Wrong one. All these fights are not necessarily to the death.
To the victory.
If that means incapacitation, if that means the fight is that someone can probably create a way where like the two combatants are separated. Like if someone gets knocked off a ledge, you don't necessarily mean that the fall will kill them, but if the fight is handily ended like that,
Yeah. Oh, good.
cool.
That's just.
Are we still live? We are still
Yeah,
live.
okay.
Here, let me just exit out.
Having a little bit of a
Worst case scenario, we would just remember
performance
that
issue.
Galen won.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll power through it.
It's
cool.
No trouble. No trouble at
I'm just
all.
gonna give it one more second if it's just network error again.
Moving right
We'll power.
along.
Like I said, we'll power through.
Hit back
We've
up
made it
for-
this
for
far.
round 2.
Woo! We've made it this far. Yeah, I'm almost an hour in too, and
It did
it selected that
did
Galen
not
won, but it
update
didn't
the-
take us into the thing. It's fine.
Table.
All right,
Remember.
round 2.
Yoda versus Lord Hoth. First up for round 2.
This is a match that is definitely stolen. I'm seeing matches that were definitely stolen from other versus YouTubers right here.
Whoopsie.
I mean, hey, this is the tournament.
It's
There's no
the RGN
control
right
in
there.
that one.
That's the RGN. So again, for each of the second round brackets, there is the first character had a bye in round 1. So for the first matchup, we got Yoda versus Lord Hoth. Obviously, Lord Hoth was last, so Yoda will have this will be his first appearance. But interesting battle of the Battle Masters. What you say? What say you?
Lord Hoth.
You say so. I think it's tough. I think Lord Hoth can keep pace with him, even though he's kind of like a.
I think
he's
Lord
a
Hoth
stocky
can take
dude.
him.
I think he can. I think that his samurai looking top knot looking out, get up is much cooler than Yoda's little I got brown robes thing going on. So, but on a serious note, I
Please
think
don't tell me that's the criteria.
no,
you're using
that's not
exclusively.
the criteria. I think between two battle masters, it comes a point
Oh,
where
Yoda's a
it
grand
is.
man. He never held the
Okay,
held the
he's
title of Battle Master.
he's a grandmaster, but I think it comes to a point
We have
where
to be precise.
I know, but he's got mastery in enough of the forms.
Yeah, he's a master of all 7
Right.
forms. Yeah.
In any case, I think that Hoth is going to be able to keep pace with him long enough, at least, that he can incapacitate. I think the Yoda is an incredibly predictable fighter, despite the fact that he's kind of a dervish in the arena. Like I think Hoth is going to pick up on his style reasonably quickly, despite the fact that it has variation in form, despite the fact that it has some variation.
Alden disagrees with me. He said Yoda's coming for that ass.
Ooh, some contention. I think. Well, let's pull up. Oh, we've already got it up. Let me see Hoth, just real fast. I think we know what Yoda's got.
Yeah.
He is very muscular.
Mastery of all
but-
7 forms.
but he's quick. He's
fast.
Even though he's
So-
big and strong, he's quick. And
Here's my reasoning.
go ahead.
As you've talked about before, Yoda has a timer.
He's
Before-
old.
Before he kind of starts to deteriorate in combat.
He old.
Like Yoda needs to hit you and hit you hard in the opening moments of a fight. Otherwise, he gets in trouble. That's why him versus Treo is so fucking difficult, because both of them get desperate within a certain
very
amount
short
of time.
amount of time.
Lord Hoth, again, I really wish Eli picked a different time to leave to go get food, because like this is where that battlefield experience becomes important.
Yeah.
Lord Hoth's battlefield experience is fighting Sith.
Yeah.
And he has learned to maintain a level of battlefield endurance that Yoda doesn't have. Again, it's not to say that like Yoda's necessarily going to be breaking the sweat, taking on like 300 battle droids by himself. He could absolutely do that.
Yeah.
But in single combat against a Jedi Master, and again, like the title of Battle Master means something different when the Sith were active.
Yeah.
The title of Battle Master means that you have crossed blades with the worst of the worst.
Of
and came
all,
out on the other
all
side.
of them.
Yeah.
You have achieved. This is like within the community of the Jedi. This is like God status in the Old Republic days. Like being a battle master. Like this guy just won't die.
Yeah, there's
He
a reason
can't
why
do
like
it.
the Sith headmaster that answered only to Lord Khan, was like, I want to go out fighting you. Or no, it was Valentine Farfalla that he was like, no, I want to die by the hands of a Jedi if I'm going to die. I had that wrong. Regardless, Lord Hoth's reputation speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And I think that he has the battlefield chops to really, really push Yoda. And I don't think Yoda will weather the storm.
I don't think so either. I mean, Hoth he's gray, but he's young. I mean, Yoda is old, and he can still kick it, but he's still old. I mean, he's still a very active geriatric, compared to a guy who is still very much in his prime. The tail end, perhaps, but still very much in his prime. Very spry yet very strong. Very experienced. Very well versed in the forms. I mean, yeah, sorry, Alden, but yeah, I got to go with Hoth here.
I do think Lord Hoth takes the W. So I'm going to go Lord Hoth. Update, please work. I was in the Supremacy Throne Room as well. I forgot.
Yeah, that's an open.
It's okay. Okay, cool. Did Galen move yet? No, we'll just have to remember that because for some reason it's not moving. All right, Darth Malgus versus Mara Jade on the Topeka City landing pad.
My boy, I think this could go really horribly for Mara Jade with like one very well timed.
Again,
that's the case with most of these platforms with like super heavy hitting kinetic guys. Like Malgus has only got 2 tricks, but he's ridiculously good at those 2 tricks.
Yeah,
and, like Mara Jade could find herself going for a swim very, very quickly. And ring out counts. I mean, that counts as a dub if there's a ring out there.
That could go for both. Either you have ended the fight because people are no longer in fighting distance of each other, or you hit the water so hard you broke some bones.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, in my opinion, I think Mara Jade has the chops to keep up with Malgus as a duelist.
I agree,
and I think I think he's more powerful than her in the Force.
For sure.
I think that he, as you've seen him do, he can take just again weapons and equipment. He's wearing a full suit of armor. She's in like a tactical suit. So like he can take a couple blows from the lightsaber before he goes down compared to what she can take. I think the big hang up here is that Malgus has demonstrated that he can take on fighters like Mara Jade. We've seen him take on people. I mean, I think Mara, to use the example of 2 people that Malgus has fought, is like a combination of Satele Shan and Vanzalo. And like, I think if you put those 2 characters in a blender in terms of people Malgus has fought, and he killed one of them and had the other one dead to rights
at one point,
and that's true. That's before she was a Grand Master, of course. But like at that point in time, Malgus has no problem keeping up with people who come out swinging. I'm going to consult the character sheet because I want to refresh myself on her form. That's the other benefit of doing this not long after we wrap up the seasons, because the characters are still fresh.
Yeah, it's been a hot second.
Yeah,
for a lot of these.
Do character sheets. I forgot we did the April Fool's one with Coleman Trevor.
that was a good time.
That was really funny. Yeah, so Ataru specialist skilled in hand-to-hand combat and blaster use, proficient in Form 5 Gemso and Shien. So it's both sides of Form 5.
So she is a power fighter in a sense. Like she has that ability like he does. I think when it comes to matching power for power.
Notable kills, feats, and victories. Luke Skywalker.
Not to mention taller Luke in that
bigger
Luke in that one really obscure Legends comic book
that I wrote.
No, I'm kidding.
I got very confused there. I thought I was missing a feat for a moment.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, I think Malgus can take her. I think Malgus beats. I think he beats her. Sure. I don't think it's handily.
He has dealt with acrobatic fighters. He has dealt with power fighters. He has, he's handled tricky ladies before.
Yeah. Well, again, they break even with weapons and equipment. Like, she's coming with more weapons, but like you're not going to shoot him.
He can tank pretty much.
You're not going to fucking shoot him to death.
The guy took 2 grenades to the face.
And
walked away. I mean, he was buried beneath a mountain, and he walked away.
It
takes a lot.
Granted, that is a fight ender.
He's like Thanos. You got to go for the head. You
kill shot or nothing.
You got to go for the head with Malgus, and I don't think that Mara is going to be able to get a kill shot off on him before he decides to either just like yeet her off that platform,
or he gets into power mode and she just cannot keep up.
Yeah,
because
I think
not
he
only
will
is
be
he
able
a
to
power
overwhelm
fighter,
her.
but he is a speed power fighter. Like he's scary. Like of all the people in Star Wars, I think he's the one I'd be the most scared to cross blades with.
I mean,
Probably.
Vader.
Maybe wait, that's another talk for another day.
Yeah.
But me personally,
We'll get to him.
Me personally, it might be not. Anyway, moving right along.
Well, we've had some really fun discussions, and we're coming up on one that is going to be a little quicker. Darth Revan against Cal Kestis in the Fortress Inquisitorius.
Interrogation chamber, a place that Cal is all too
You know,
familiar with.
it's very funny that I originally was like, oh man, I actually reshuffled the deck for the Malgus bye matchup because it was the Alderaan Forest from that trailer, and I was like, well, I don't want to. I'm like, yeah, it's a home. You've been here, you've fought here before.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is too close a fight. I don't want to. Yeah, I was like, I don't think it matters here, especially.
And here we are.
Yeah, I was like, Cal might end up here, but or Revan.
I don't think that there will be anyone whose name is not Connor who
look
will
at
have
Revan. Or look at Jarod.
Have any serious
rated up Malik. In appearance,
Kinda.
yes, and I don't want to be an actually, but that's very funny.
Actually.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any debate here.
Yeah.
Although it seemed like Connor hacked my computer because Cal lit up on its own. Yeah, I don't.
The election is rigged.
Yeah.
Connor, what are you doing?
No, I was on the phone with Alden right before we started. He made a joke. He's like, the second my bracket gets broken, stop the count. And all right, moving on. Another interesting one at the Masasi Temple on Yavin 4. It's like we're playing Battlefront 2, 2005.
Yeah.
Mace Windu on Yavin 4. Mace versus the Grand Inquisitor. Again, I don't think this is a hard one. I think the Grand Inquisitor can hang with several members of the Jedi Council. Mace motherfucking Windu is not one of them. No, thank you. He's going to get dog walked. And again, I think the Grand Inquisitor put up a decent fight, but I don't think he's ready to take someone on like Mace Windu. I don't have any problem kind of breezing through that one.
I don't either.
Also, what do we have here? Revan versus Cal. So quickly, brutal, devastating. Jarod Spencer felt that shit.
He's like, "Ooh, I forgot to tell you about this guy. Yeah. I'm sorry."
This is going back to a joke we made during the episode when we did Kayati Mundi versus Lord Vindican, where we were talking about how funny Force Heaven must look sometimes, and the way that, like you just said, Jarod Spencer is just shaking his head, not because he's disappointed in Cal. Just because this shit ain't fair. Also, yes, William, I do remember when I lost to Scotty, and I hope you don't forget because it'll make my eventual victory over that hack coward all the more beautiful. And I'm on
serendipity.
I'm on my way to that revenge.
Sensation.
I gotta play it now. I gotta play it now.
Sensational.
There it is. Spencer's favorite clip.
That's my favorite clip.
We also got another comment from Alden. Mace wins, and he's probably been thinking about how to beat that ass since Quizzy was a temple guard. Probably never liked him. You're probably right. To put it there, my work is that. Yeah, William, but I hope you stick around for the rest of the stream, buddy.
We sure do.
You little shit. So, yeah.
Darth Vader versus Cedris.
I don't think this is a hard fight for Vader. Like, again, that second only to Vader is in terms of Legends era when you don't have an entire army of Inquisitors that Vader personally trained.
Yeah.
In the same way we were talking about, like Jedi Battlemaster in the Old Republic era and Jedi Battlemaster during the prequel era are two different things.
Yeah.
Not that that's not to take away from a Sin Draleg or whatever.
Oh no. But it's like
you aren't fighting Sith Lords on a daily.
Yeah, it's like comparing the guy who's been on the front line for years and is basically unkillable versus the guy back at the temple who's I've studied the holograms and I believe that I have achieved not theoretical, but
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, William. We'll be seeing you.
Goodbye, William. Enjoy.
But yeah, you've got the academic battle master versus the practical battle. Like
Same here.
Not to take away from what Syndraulic has accomplished, but he earned it through study and not through experience and necessity and trying it and just like stomping everybody.
I'll put it this way, especially when I'm going to say that when we get back to Lord Hoth again. Just in general,
how did we get on this?
Well, no, because I use like the battle master in this era versus this one. Legends Inquisitor compared to Canon Inquisitor, and that title of like second only to Vader in terms of like Palpatine's servants. Those mean two very different things.
Yeah.
And whether it's Legends or Canon, I do not think Cedris has a pedigree that even sneezes in Vader's direction.
His pedigree most definitely don't tolerate the front. That made Jared happy.
That made Jared very happy.
Sensational. It's gonna be a big nut bust.
All right. Anyway, Spencer with the surprise Kendrick drop there. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is debatable. Darth Vader will son Executor Cedris, and I say that with disrespect.
A smile on his face.
Yes.
With
this one's fucking hard. This was also in the Supremacy Throne Room.
Not that it really matters, but we've got Kyle versus
Katarn
Malik.
To Pika City landing pad
again. Man, that's kind of we should. On the one hand, we should just like get rid of these easy ring out arenas, but on the other hand, they just make it like so much fun.
It's just such a cool way to go out. Here's my thing. I think that Darth Malik, Kyle Katarn is going to make this a lightsaber duel. I don't think that Kyle is going to be easily susceptible to the like force drain and things that could be a one-hit knockout for him. I don't think that's going to be an option. I don't think he's going to let Malik get the chance to do it like that. And I think that Kyle's going to keep this as a duel. And I think Kyle Katarn as a swordsman outclasses Darth Malik handily.
I think you're correct. I think despite the fact that he has some training and a lot of natural ability, I think Kyle's biggest hang up here is his lack of conventional training. I think if Malik is able to get a leg up on Kyle, it's in technique and integrated use of force.
Yes.
In his life, like it's gonna take superior blow for blow swordsmanship with very well placed integration of his force abilities. Yeah. He's probably, like you said, he's probably not going to get a drain off on Kyle Katarn, but
plus you got to figure again, Kyle Katarn, also a battle master. Like he is a master of all seven forms, and he was Luke's battle master. So like you're dealing with the era post Jedi Hunter.
Yeah. So
like again, you're dealing with Sith Lords again and the Yuzong Vong. So like every era of battle master is very different. But I do think Kyle will outfence Malik.
I think you're right. I think it has the potential to be dangerous for Kyle, but not enough of a potential.
Comment Alden. Kyle wins. Kyle wins. I think this is very close, but Malik is a zealot. He's not flexible. While Katarn is crafty. He thinks way out of the box. I don't think Malik will be able to predict him. No, I agree with that.
That's a good assessment, Alden.
Yeah. So we're going to go Kyle Katarn with the dub over Darth Malik.
Bingo!
Combo breaker.
Combo breaker.
This is over quick. Darth Treya versus Barriss Offee in the Lair of Grievous. Because there's nowhere you want to be more than a tight corridor when someone's using 3 lightsabers in the air at you. Although we will say, as much as people like to draw Treya with 3 lightsabers,
that is not her go-to.
No, that is a desperation tactic that she uses that I don't think she will have to employ.
I don't think she'd have to, but I can also kind of see her being like, these walls are kind of close.
Yeah, I mean,
What
granted,
if
there's
I just?
I mean, again, the whole area is like open to combat, and like you have like the bigger area.
Yeah.
like, gore, if I gore, and all that stuff.
But do you have a gore? Is he in
no,
there?
no, but I'm saying you have
Is
the
he in there?
space
You
for
got
gore.
you got all these booby traps and stuff.
Oh, the booby traps aren't in play or gore, but like
Oh,
the space
man.
is. Here's my
No booby traps.
no booby traps.
Kind of hard to crawl your way out of a booby trap with only one hand. You
that'd be-
gotta.
yeah, it's not fair. But here's the thing, and this is where, again, so many of these matchups have been so close in terms of like. So some of these matchups that have been close have meant that this is mostly going to be a martial fight and not a force fight, and the ones that aren't close at all are very easily decided with their lightsaber abilities and wouldn't turn into a force fight. Traya is opening with her force abilities here, and nothing against Barris. She's not going to be able to weather
She
this storm.
cannot. She can't.
No, like
Barris is crafty, but she's not powerful. She's not nearly as powerful. I mean, she's got some power, but she's not nearly as powerful as she needs to be to survive the opening blows of this.
No.
Not even the blow. Like,
no.
just the opening like force blows of the.
Yeah.
Good night.
Who do we have from Alden here? Traya is like the Undertaker. She gets in your head with dialogue and the actions before the sabers even ignite. It's over before it starts. Yeah. You know, that's to say nothing of like Traya doing the like being able to definitely probe Barris's mind with the Force and be like, oh, you like already get in her head about like, you know, you're a
Like,
failure to Luminara, you're a traitor.
No,
to the Jedi.
that's the thing I'm sensitive about.
Torrents of Force lightning Charizard. So here, even though my computer doesn't want to tell you, it is Galen Merrick versus Darth Crate, and
I'm trying to do the thing over there again.
yeah,
See if we can make it happen.
try it again.
Yeah, just give it the old click and save again. See.
Update.
Wonder if it's because we don't have a.
That might be it.
Jared's house.
Just gonna go.
No,
Still doesn't.
shows what I know.
Yeah.
That's just mildly unsatisfying.
So this will be on Kashiro Beach on Kashyyyk.
Can we type it?
Huh?
Can we just type it in? Maybe.
Probably.
TBD wins.
Yeah. All of your brackets were wrong.
The dark horse candidate to be determined.
Yeah, but you got to spell it weird. So there's gonna be like an X. There's gonna be like umlaut over the O.
It's like TOO hyphen BEE.
Yeah.
To be
determined.
To be.
So yeah, Kashiro Beach. So as we said before, there's like, you know, you got some like litter from the Battle of Kashyyyk about the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, isn't this where Crate fought Revan in their first matchup, or did someone else end up on the beach?
Oh, see, like you said, it's been so long.
been so
I can't
long.
even remember.
That was all the way at the beginning of the Capitol being attacked.
Oh yeah.
Son of a, we recorded that on January 6th, didn't we?
Yeah. Because you were like, bro, have you seen what's been going on? I'm like, nah, dude, what's up?
Yeah, we were putting on finishing touches in here and shit. Oh my god.
We're like, whoa.
Where were you January 6th? Recording our who would win in the fight thing that people pay us for.
Yes.
Surprisingly. Galen is crafty. Galen is powerful, but he's not
He's
a force
not that
god.
powerful.
He's fighting a crafty force god.
Yeah. Yeah. Well spoken.
I think
Well
Crate
spoken, sir.
I think Crate matches him and exceeds him as a swordsman, and I think Crate overpowers him with the force, and I think he is what did Paco say? To Obi-Wan.
To be
That was from Star Wars Visions. I don't think you watched Visions, but yeah, no, I think Darth Crate takes this one.
I did see Visions.
Oh, you did watch Visions?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know you watched all the Visions.
Yeah.
How'd you like it? We never talked about this. This is news to me.
I watched him with
Oh,
I watched
shit.
him with Jeb. See? I watched him with Jeb.
Oh, I love Jeb.
Yeah,
Shouts out Jeb.
He's quite a guy. Shout out to Jeb, my college buddy who lived with me for a couple months during the pandemic. Fun times had by all. Long story short, I liked a couple of them.
Yeah.
I
You're not
wasn't.
an
I
anime
wasn't.
guy, so this
I
is
wasn't.
already an
I know
uphill
there
battle for
was. It
you.
was already an uphill battle, but also stylistically, it was.
We
it
definitely have time for this.
It was kind of. Yeah. There were a couple of them that, regardless of the animation style, I thought were still really well written and they made sense to Star Wars. And I know that there are some of you who are going to be like, well, like all of them made sense to Star Wars. Star Wars is, it's very inclusive. It's all these things. Like, yes, but to me, there were several of them that it was just like, okay, this seems like
Too far a departure. Yeah.
like a crack fueled fever dream of Star Wars, like the twins one, where they've got like two literal Star Destroyers fused at the hip. I was just like, all right, you lost me there.
I think the thing with Star Wars, the thing with Visions is that like it goes back and forth between wanting to be like, between it, okay, this is Star Wars but anime, and this is a reimagining of Star Wars in the anime medium.
Yeah,
and it goes back and forth between those, and I think there's a little bit of whiplash.
It is a lot.
Where it's like
this
is a Star Wars story told in this
Yeah.
medium versus we are going to bring the anime sensibilities to Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I think those are two different things. And I think the mixture of them is quite jarring at times, and I understand that.
I think largely there were a couple that I really liked. There were a couple I absolutely hated. Most of them were a mix of elements that I thought were really clever or really cool, and elements that I was just like, I don't love that. Like the pilot, like the very classic black and white samurai style, like the umbrella, man.
See, I love the duel.
I liked it on the whole, but the umbrella was a little much for me personally.
I can respect that.
But I liked the general vibe, like the whole like unsheathing of the lightsaber is like an actual sword. I liked the general vibe. So that just
there's a really cool explanation for that in the Ronin novel that we don't like. We had to keep moving.
Okay, yeah,
but like really cool shit.
But yeah, on the whole, I really liked a couple. I really hated a couple. Most of them was a mix of both. That was my take. That's my take on it.
We got Alden takes
Visions.
here. Margrave Juro from Visions would mop quite a few people on any bracket. Margrave Juro, that is Ronin, correct? I think that's Ronin. I'm sorry. I'm not used to how this thing clouds. Also F slaps. I can't remember the names of most of the characters from Vision.
If I ever knew them.
I knew them at one point.
Anyway, to the top.
All right, we are in our quarterfinals, I think. Yeah.
We're probably going to spend as much time.
That's what happened last time.
Just on round 3 as
we hit
have.
A wall.
We hit an absolute wall. Some of these are going to be tough. Like just out the gate, this one's going to be some discussion for sure.
Lord Hoth versus Darth Malgus on the bridge of a Venator class cruiser.
Dude, again, that's like that's like locking a bomb inside of a safe. That's like so much power, so little space. That all I have to say is no matter who wins or loses, that Venator is crashing by the end of this fight. Like they're just gonna do so much sheer damage to the control boards. That ship is gonna go for a nosedive.
This is the first one that I think the arena has truly mattered.
I think you're right,
because Darth Malgus is going to be capable of so much carnage in this space.
He's gonna. I think he has the potential to whip
in a
Hoth
neutral arena. In a neutral arena, I think Hoth could beat Malgus. But here, Malgus has all of the control because of his like very liberal use of the Force and very like destructive use of the Force.
There's no place to go to get away from it. Everything is like relatively tight, relatively close. If Hoth gets kicked into one of those like recessed, like under the catwalk,
oh my dude, he's fishing a barrel.
In trouble.
Yeah,
and even just like a general force lightning blast or a force push. I mean, you crack that windshield, you're done. I think, like you say, in a more neutral arena, I think Hoth can match him blow for blow. I think he can match him with the Force, but it's like putting a pipe bomb in a combination safe. It's just nothing in there survives.
I think this is a bracket breaker match here. I think Darth Malgus beats Lord Hoth because of this arena.
I agree. It's again, this is why we do the arena. It's an extra it's an extra little
It's
something. I
something
know
unique
that
to us.
that you guys, for those of you that got your brackets broke just now, I know that is not a justifiable excuse for what we've just done to you, but it does keep things interesting. So we do apologize, but let's keep
This is
moving.
a fucking good one.
Yeah.
Mace is just hanging out at this Masasi temple. I think all three of them. Or no, there haven't been three for Mace.
He's
but,
like, I'll be here if you want to come fight me.
yeah.
the
Darth
temple.
Revan versus Mace Windu at the Masasi temple on Yavin 4. Okay.
Yeah,
Revan.
you're dealing with two heavy hitters in swordsmanship
Shit.
and
Okay.
in force ability, in raw talent, and in training at a reasonably neutral location. I don't think Masasi Temple really helps either one of them. They might get a little creative with what they throw around, but it is still a reason. I think that it's equally likely that they're going to use the environment so that
We have a comment from Alden
What
and
we got?
Paco. When are we gonna get blazed and make them more? It's so funny you say that because I had while I was like putting the final touches on like the digital bracket to like do the stream with so people have a visual guide. There's a part of it that was like, what if next season it's like the year of the fucking like arena hazard? And I'm just like,
the year of like, if either of you make it out of here alive, that will be a feat.
where I'm like,
so
where I want to be like Mustafar, but like in Revenge of the Sith, so everything's on fucking fire. And
like the facility is sinking into the lava.
the Kef Beer Death Star wreckage, you're fighting in a tidal wave. Good luck. You know, every
Mon Calamari, and you have no scuba gear.
yeah, the crashing cruiser from the end of Clone Wars. You're on board just fighting.
You've got exactly 5 minutes to win the battle.
The
and
season
then
3
get the heck
tournament,
outta
it has
here.
the subtitle of "Good Luck." Like that's just the whole thing.
Death to all of them.
I don't know why you didn't think of that before me.
I don't know why I didn't either.
Death to all of them.
My favorite one. My favorite.
She is as surprised at what coming out of her mouth as
It's that, and then like right, and then the guy goes, "Jesus!" at the end. Paco, for what Hoth done, for what hath done, I'm going to enjoy how death.
What?
We also have to remember. We also need to remember Paco is one of our international listeners, so there might be some language barrier going in there, or it's a typo. I can't tell. I have left many a incoherent. Not that it's incoherent, and just that I've typed out worse. I can't tell what we're going for there. Either way, okay. So Revan out. Okay, shit. This one's really hard. Okay, Revan outclasses Mace.
Let's pull up some stats.
It's not a bad idea. Mace is probably going to be under season 1 though.
Yeah.
Here, wait. Let me close
Yeah,
her.
you
get out of.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh wait.
And drive us around.
For what Hoth has done, I'm going to enjoy his death. Okay, so Paco is very pro Sith Empire. We just learned tonight. Okay, so we're gonna go. I want to look at Revan's first because I'm more familiar with Mace off the head. Okay.
Here, let's get rid of these guys because they're all out permanently.
Oh, you're right. All of them are down.
They're still in. I'd say leave them up, but.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, so Revan, martial arts, master of several forms. Jesus, why didn't I specify them in this sheet? I mean, I know it's like 9-man. I know it's a little bit of everything, and 9-man is a specialty. Force abilities. Oh shit. Revan runs away with force abilities.
For sure.
Revan runs away with force abilities.
Mace has got a
Mace
dangerous
hasn't-
thing or two,
Mace hasn't beat with martial arts though.
but yeah.
Where are we again? The Masasi Temple, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. I think. I don't give a fuck who doesn't. Paco, I never knew how on site you were with Lord Hoth. This is a very specific character to hate so much, and I love it. That's Paco. Listen. This is how I know we're doing something right, because that's the exact kind of person I want listening to our shit. Is someone who's able to just go, no, fuck Lord Hoth. All my homies hate Lord Hoth. Like I like Lord Hoth as a character a lot, but the fact that he's just like, no,
Nope. Out of here.
absolutely not.
Out of sight.
Paco, that's why we love you.
We do this show
show
for you. We gotta make that a clip.
We do. We really do. I'm gonna work on that tonight.
Yeah, because
But the thing is, though, like the joke, like we're making eye contact exclusively with the orchestra. Like
orchestra.
he's a $10 major. He's in the orchestra.
The orchestra.
Fuck the Mexican in the balcony. I'm taking this tournament. Paco, I really hope you submitted a bracket if that's the case, because I've been wanting to give you free shit for a while.
I can even hear the cadence of our usual wrap ups, like, and consider donating to our Patreon. If you are one of our patrons, we do this show for you.
Oh man, that'll end up being like that, and give me $1 in quick succession.
You gotta be ready.
I might just make one big clip. I might just make it one clip. Okay. I think Revan is a superior tactician.
I agree. He's got the savvy. I think that the shatter point gives Mace an unusual tactical edge, but kind of not really. It's like it's only good if you can make it work, if you can make it happen. Whereas Revan's tactical savvy is more widespread. It's more inclusive in everything he does. It isn't contingent on him getting one single thing right. It's just like tactically he's more savvy on the whole. But Mace also, if he's able to exploit the shatter point, then that can be really bad news for Revan. But like you say, Windu is the superior swordsman of the two, whereas Revan is the superior force wielder. Do you think that Mace is able to get the upper edge with his swordsmanship and his shatter point?
I think Revan's going to figure out really quickly that he can't fight him in a straight up sword fight. I think Revan's going to figure that out real fucking quick.
As a sharp tactician on the whole, I think you're right. I think it's going to take Revan less time to figure that out than it will take Mace to figure out the shatter point, and I think that might be what does it.
And I think Revan having more gas as a force user is going to push him over the top. I think Revan beats Mace Windu, but by a thin margin.
Yeah, it ain't a runaway.
Revan is going to be doing a very like, holy shit, how did I survive that moment? But I think Darth Revan beats Mace Windu.
I am comfortable with that.
That one was hard. That was one of those like, oh shit, I don't want to.
It wasn't as hard as like Barriss and Ezra. That one was just like, what do we have to work with? But it was a tough call. So these guys,
Darth Vader versus Kyle Katarn, Fortress Inquisitorius interrogation chamber.
Home field advantage.
Yeah, Vader has home field advantage here. Shit. Oh man, that's not good. No. Kyle. Okay. This is hard. Okay, stop me if you heard this one before. Vader. Okay, Vader superior force user. I think they break even as duelists. About even.
Keep talking.
I think about even. They break even as swordsmen. Weapons and equipment Vader takes. Kyle has lightsaber, blaster, thermal detonator. Vader
None
has
of which is
Vader
really
has survived.
Vader
has survived being critically hit with all three of those things.
Yeah.
We've blown him up. We've stabbed him. We've shot him. He gets back up. Yeah.
Minimal protection for Kyle to speak of whatsoever.
I think
Vader definitely gets weapons and equipment. Kyle is much more vulnerable to Vader's equipment than vice versa. So I'm definitely.
I want to consult
the edge for equipment.
I want to consult Kyle Katarn tactics. I'm gonna take some crafty but not deceptive. Oh yeah, Vader wins. I love how I literally have explicitly can be broken by warriors who press him head on hard enough.
Also, the fact
And
that
not even that's like always Vader's MO, but like, yeah, he's gonna buckle
But
under
the
the
fact-
pressure from Vader.
the fact that Kyle is willing to fight dirty, but for the most part, he's a clean fighter. Like Vader,
I also don't think Kyle Katarn is like. I don't know. I also like. Yes, Kyle Katarn can use Force Lightning, and like, that's not a trump card against Vader. It is a It is a good trick to have up your sleeve.
if you
But
can
unless
time
you're-
it well.
Bless you. Unless you're dealing with someone like a Palpatine,
Oh,
you know, where like it is just a torrent of lightning
ridiculously talented with the Force lightning
to like shut
whereas-
Vader off.
Yeah, it would take
I don't
a
think Kyle can do that.
well-timed use of Force lightning, and I don't. Yeah, like you said, I don't think Kyle's gonna get the timing
of that railing
Yeah.
mackerel.
You get out there.
He's blowing his nose.
I know it sounded like a trombone.
That's why I don't blow my nose, because that's what I sound like. All right, so Vader beats Kyle. It would be a dick. Vader beats Kyle Katarn.
This is gonna
What was that? Name change on Patreon. Thank God. I like the Alex Jones joke, but because of that one word in there, I was afraid YouTube would slap me for reading. Darth Treya versus Darth Krayt at Jabba's palace. I winced at first. The more I think about it, I don't think this is hard. I think Darth Krayt takes this. I don't think Darth Treya is gonna. Krayt surpasses Treya in his power in the Force, in my opinion, and he's also like actually a warrior.
Yeah, this again goes back to the idea of practical versus academic knowledge of the Force and field experience.
Yes,
I think you're right.
100%.
Krayt has practical Force experience. He's got practical dueling experience. Darth Treya, at this point in her life, she's definitely more of an academic. I think she arguably always was.
I agree.
There's definitely the more pensive Sith, and then there's the more I want to get my hands dirty. The arena, while I think it slightly favors Krayt, it's not enough of a difference.
Yeah.
But I think just Krayt, experience and savvy, he's got it.
Oh, this is good.
This is rare.
All right, we're in the semifinals, folks.
Yeah. How your brackets doing, suckers?
Darth Malgus. I mean, okay, there's no getting around this one. Darth Malgus versus Darth Revan in the Alderaanian Forest.
Yeah.
And
Home field advantage goes to Malgus.
Yeah, and it's gonna
But-
sting a lot because he's gonna die here this time.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: Darth Malgus gets that really bad tunnel vision when the fight goes on for too long, and it just turns into like kill. It's like that
and he
one.
can be super dangerous if you don't keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
But it's
tactical genius like Revan.
It is a liability for him as well. Yeah, like you said, especially with someone who can not only keep their cool but keep the edge when that happens. Revan, I would pay good money to see this fight. I would pay some seriously good money to watch this go down.
This is this.
It would be like gladiatorial levels of entertainment.
Oh
to
my
see
God!
this
There is
happen.
going to be blood
it
everywhere.
will not be quick.
either. This is not
This
a
forest
blowout.
will be leveled.
That we want to be clear. A quick decision does not necessarily imply a blowout. This is not a blowout.
Like I can see the conclusion of this fight, and the fight ends with like every tree knocked down. The forest is on fucking fire from force lightning being cast all over the place.
It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah, and like
Not a
it
pretty sight.
like everyone has sustained multiple lightsaber wounds. I just think Malgus. I think Revan is the first one to land a killing blow between the two
I
of
think
them.
so too.
Man. Oh, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Again, anybody who's a competent artist who could ever make art of these, that's the number one is Darth Revan versus Darth Malgus in the Alderaanian Forest. And now for the fallen
Curious.
the fallen sons of Tatooine.
Wow. I like what you've done with the subtitles this evening.
Thank you.
You're on fire.
Thank you. I haven't done them for all of them, but this one.
But this one is a layup.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
I hope Alden's still here because I think Alden would have appreciated that as well. Darth Vader versus Darth Krayt on the bridge of a Venator Star Cruiser.
Again, why did we pick that awful map?
Well, here's the thing, though.
We are
This
never
just got
picking the
harder.
bridge of a Star Destroyer again.
I agree.
Nothing. It's just not good for anybody.
So, Eli is back.
Hey.
Okay, Eli's back saying Krayt beats Vader. You know, this just got difficult. I think Darth Krayt is a tactical genius. I think he's brilliant. Here's the thing. As we discussed with Lord Hoth versus Darth Vader, Darth Vader gets into trouble when he fights only a handful of archetypes. People who can match him for strength. People whose fighting style is unpredictable enough that he can't just kind of like lock into them like he does with like 90% of other duelists, and people who could do either. This is a situation where Vader is not only dealing with both of those things, he is in a very rare instance for him dealing with someone who is more powerful than him. And I think that is scary for him. Krayt is not a tactical slouch. I think Vader hasn't beat for tactics. I think that Vader hasn't beat for weapons and equipment. And again, I think it deserves being brought up. Darth Krayt has never lost a lightsaber, like a head-on lightsaber duel. Like he has never been straight up out-fenced. Kade, both Kade and Darth Rylock both had to ambush him and sneak up on him and stab him in the heart. Well, Kade stabbed him in the heart. So like it requires deception and dirty fighting to kill Krayt head on in a duel. I think in an arena like this, there's also the factor that Krayt knows who Darth Vader is and wants to fucking kill him. There's also that. So like this is personal for This is personal for Asherad. He knows that he is dealing with the man who killed more Jedi than anyone could ever count. Mm-hmm. I think Krayt is going into this prepared for the worst. And I think Vader is at home in this environment because this is almost like Vader in that little hallway on Cloud City in Empire Strikes Back, where he's like throwing shit at Luke and then he throws him through the window, where like the environment is catered towards Vader's like specific brand of, I am going to throw shit at you while I'm fighting you. Mm-hmm. Which has its own, again, I don't think Darth Krayt's necessarily going to become afraid of Vader, but this is something but like it's a scare tactic. Even if he isn't necessarily like afraid of him, there will be a bit of he will get a little shaken up.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because I'm having trouble right now. This is hard.
Again, the OG Legends content is far enough out of my wheelhouse now where I wouldn't claim to be an expert on anybody post Return of the Jedi. But it seems to me like Krayt has the vendetta. Krayt's got the raw power. He's got freaking like impervious armor, doesn't he?
No, we're doing post orbital armor.
Okay, we're doing post. Okay, so
like after his resurrection,
cool.
Or not resurrect, but yeah,
but
after his return,
after he comes back.
Yeah.
I think Vader is limited in his use of the Force, obviously, because of his lack of physical or organic tissue.
And I will say, just to bring this up, we said this earlier, Kyle Katarn can use Force lightning, but I don't think he has like enough gas in him to like shut Vader off. Darth Krayt can burn his shit out the way that Sidious did.
Yeah.
I think that is something that very much needs to be on the table here.
I think Vader is outclassed in terms of Force use. He still, just because of who he is, I mean, he is still the freaking chosen one, but because he has a lack of organic tissue, his hands are kind of tied in this situation. He does not have the I'm sorry. Okay, his forearm stubs are tied in this situation.
I forgot we're not full screen. For those of you who couldn't see me, I started snickering at Spencer for that one because that was a little,
sorry.
that was a little on the nose there.
I'm sorry. Vader is he is outclassed in terms of Force use here. I think it's close in terms of sheer power. However, his application of the Force is not going to hit as hard or in the right spots as Krayt's use of the Force. And I think that is a serious liability for Vader, especially, like you mentioned, when it comes to Krayt's level of Force lightning savvy. That's going to be a really serious danger for Vader. He's going to need to, if he is aware of what he's up against early enough on, he's going to have to be really careful to avoid that. He's going to be, whether he likes it or not, I think Vader is going to be fighting on the defensive most of the time, just in order to make sure that he is preventing that insta-KO from happening. Even if it's, the best defense is a good offense, like he's not giving him enough time to think about it. It's a really sticky situation for Vader. In every way on the Force side of things. I think that it's a decent matchup swordsmanship wise, but it's gonna come down to Force, in my opinion.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think you're right. I think Darth Krayt wins here. I think Vader gives him the fight of his life, but I think Darth Krayt brutally will murder Vader. Like, I think he will incapacitate him with his lightning and then execute him. like summarily execute Darth Vader whenever he breaks through him. I can't believe what just happened. Spencer.
Have we? Yes. Is this
It came back to the very first match of the season, Darth Revan versus Darth Krayt.
Well, does Arena make a difference?
Before we jump back in, I want to real quick. Eli hit us with some comments here. I think 110%. I think he was agreeing with something we said. Was Pummeler? Yes.
I thought it said Poohmeyer.
I thought it said Plumber. Krayt is a fucking madman, and he is my Legends Glup Shitto. We stand at Tusken Jedi Bounty Hunter, Yuzon Vong, Sith Lord Immortal. Yes, I agree with you completely. Krayt over Revan. Eli, I regret to inform you that when we did this as our Season 2 opener, we said that after a hard-won battle that Revan would win. And I stand by that.
To assess,
and this is in the Naboo reactor pit.
We need to assess arena conditions. We cannot neglect the arena conditions.
Okay, I think we're sandwiching them in super close, so I don't think either of them are really going to have an opportunity to let loose their crazy Force abilities. So Revan sucks.
Get out of here.
Spelled S-U-X. So this is going to be a sword fight between them. And again, if memory serves, it was Kashiro Beach where they fought in the first one. So that was where it was like mostly
another
duel.
Was,
so now we're going to make them fight.
So
which actually
is the best case
scenario for Darth Krayt.
Really, yeah. I mean, this is why arena matters. Kids.
Yeah.
Children, take notes.
Yeah. We've accidentally bit off every other versus YouTuber, so bite off of us. Make the arenas important. I love how we both did like a little Ghostbusters point at the same time. If Revan is forced to just have to fence Darth Krayt, and like you're in an enclosed space, like you have a laser gate behind you. There's no getting out of there.
I mean, we're talking full reactor.
Yeah.
Right. So like platforms and light beams.
No. We were talking about the room where Darth Maul got cut
exclusively
in half.
That tiny little room.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Is
think-
that how we did it last time?
Yeah, well, because we did the plasma refinery area in season 1 between Obi-Wan and
that's
Windu,
right. Okay.
and here
Okay.
specifically is
Okay. You're right. So, please do continue.
so. I think like being a tactical genius is great, but I think Revan is going to become tactically aware of the fact that he's fucked, and that again, like there's no escape here. You have to just try to fight through him, and I don't think Darth Revan can outfence Darth Krayt. I think he's
I don't
going to
think so
match him
either.
blow for
He's
blow.
gonna-
I think
he's
Krayt
gonna-
is a superior duelist, and
I think he is. Again, it's not going to be a blowout, but it's not going to be a marathon duel either. Revan's going to put up a scrap.
this is going to be a long fight. Again,
Revan's
several
gonna
people
put
are
up-
going to walk away with several
put up
lightsaber
a
wounds.
scrap, but I think you're right. In a situation like this, where you've got relatively equal, or at least similar tiered Force users in a confined space, where both of them realize, like, if I let loose here, I'm gonna be as at much at risk as the other guy. It's gonna largely come down to your fencing ability. I think despite the fact that
This is
I
so
like
funny.
Revan a lot, and I think he's talented. I don't know if he's talented enough.
This is a really interesting circumstance that we went from Krayt losing losing in the very first episode of the season two
to have him
getting
this is
rematch
this
against
is
Darth
the
Revan
grudge match of the century.
and fucking like
Started from the bottom. Now
No.
we're here. What a
Darth Krayt is the winner of the season 2 versus tournament.
From the ashes of captivity, never before has a greater Phoenix metaphor been personified in
No.
human history.
Not at all. All right, folks, this is the part where we got to figure out who won their bracket. Yes, tournament champion Darth Krayt. Okay. Yeah, Eli, for a second there, I felt bad. I'm like, well, we already did this fight. And then I went, wait a minute.
Arena matters.
The
friends.
arena's going to matter here, isn't it?
Like I said, kids, if you take nothing away from this episode, arena does matter.
That's so cool.
Can you imagine? Who
I'm
could've
really
thought of that?
entertained with this right now.
I was initially kind of ticked off that we got a repeat matchup for our final for the tournament, but we were like, but wait a minute, just a hot second. And
Yeah.
it turned out being really cool. So
Okay. I need you to vamp for me.
once upon a time in
I-
a city so divine called Westside Compton, there stood a little friend. He was 5 foot something. God bless the kid.
Okay.
Took him to the movie show, and this is what they said.
Okay, we're gonna start with last season's champion. We got Charlotte, patron, longtime supporter of the Nerd Academy.
she had Yoda going the whole way.
Yeah. Okay, so and we also do scaling points. So like you get 1 pound, 1 pound, 1 point,
pound.
1 point in
$1 each.
you get
You will
1 point-
receive £1 sterling
Shut the
for
fuck up.
each of your
Shut
correct.
up. You get it's 1 point round 1, 2 points round 2, 3 points round 3, 4 points round 4, and then 5 points for getting the championship matchup correct. So you want to get your phone out so you can.
paper here.
I don't need pen and
I
paper
can-
so much as I'm going to need your calculator, and then you can just
All right,
put
cool.
it in your
I
notes
can,
or something.
I can keep track of
Hold on.
scores.
This is
if
this
you
is
can
really hard to move around.
Tell me
now.
who's who.
Hold on. Wait.
Who's up first?
Hold on.
Oh,
There we go.
man.
Okay, so we got Lord Hoth versus
who's
Ray.
This, who's this first?
This is
Sorry.
for Charlotte.
Thank you. Sorry, Charlotte.
Okay. Lord Hoth versus Ray. She picked Lord Hoth.
Oh,
So that's
hold
1
on.
point.
Oh, crap. I can't. Okay. So we got one.
One. For Mara Jade versus Kade, she picked Kade, so nothing there. She picked Skier. She picked Grand Inquisitor, so plus another point. She picked Yoda against Hoth, so nothing there. She picked Malgus, so plus 1 there. And then she doesn't get anything else for the winner's bracket because she said, oh no, she picked Revan. She picked Revan over Skier. So she gets +1 from Malgus, +1 from Revan. And then she said it was going to come down to, and then she said Mace beat Revan and Yoda beat
Wait,
Malgus.
hold on a second. You said we're scaling, right? This is going to be the most painful part of the episode.
Yeah. I already forgot about
loyal viewers
that.
here.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, let's start from top.
Let's start over. Okay.
So point.
+1 for Lord Hoth versus Ray. +1 for Grand Inquisitor versus Kade Mundi.
Okay, and then we're into 2-point rounds, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And she gets +2
She gets 2 for Malgus.
+2 for Malgus and +2 for Mace Windu.
Okay.
She gets nothing for Yoda. She gets nothing for round
so
3.
She's
and
done
nothing
for now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Losers bracket.
Oh, losers bracket.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so we're at 6 for now.
Okay.
Cool.
She picked Cedris over Savage, so +1. +1
For Malik. She got
+1
Malik.
for Malik.
She got
+1
Freya.
she picked +1 for Barris.
All right, so that's 3.
And +1 for Galen Merrick. She got +2 for Vader and Cedris. She missed. She had Kyle Katarn beat Darth Malik. Who do we? So
Yeah, that's true.
Kyle Katarn won his match.
Yep. So that makes it.
Oh yeah, that was what we had. Okay,
And then
and then
Treya over Barris.
picked Treya over Barris.
2.
Her losers bracket
bracket
was
is
spot
really
on
good.
almost.
Really good.
So
we're at 10.
yeah, and then it became Vader versus Kyle. She picked Vader. Treya versus Crate. She picked Treya and then had Vader lose. So she gets
3 more.
Yeah.
So that's 13 plus 6 is 19. For
Okay.
Charlotte. 19 for
points
Charlotte. This is going to be a while, friends.
Okay. No, now that we know how we're doing this. Okay. Alden here.
Alden there. Okay. What do you have? Let's start with winners.
Okay. Oh man.
Okay. Who do you pick?
He had Ray beat Lord Hoth, so nothing there. He picked Mara over Kade.
That's 1.
He picked Skier over Cal, and then he picked the Grand Inquisitor over Kade. So that's 2. He had Yoda beat Ray, so there's nothing there. He had he didn't pick Malgus. He picked Mara Jade over Malgus.
You're right.
He picked Revan in that battle.
So that's 2.
So that's 2. And he picked Mace Windu, so that's another 2.
Okay, so that brings us to 6.
Oh, and then he had Revan here. So that would be
3 more.
3, and then
Nine.
he had Revan for champ.
Which is nothing. So that's 9 for
Well,
winners.
no, he had Revan winner here.
Yeah, winner.
Oh, so
overall,
yeah.
so he doesn't
You're
get
right.
anything.
You're right. I confused myself.
9 for losers and
Okay.
for winners, and now for losers we've got.
Picked Savage. So that's +1.
No, we didn't have Savage. If he picked.
Oh, yeah, Cedris. I'm sorry. Yeah.
He picked.
So, that's replaced already. He picked Malik.
That's 1.
He picked Ezra. So he missed 1, and then he picked Galen Merrick. And then he picked Vader in round 2.
Okay.
He picked Kyle Katarn in round 2.
Okay.
He picked Darth Treya in round 2, and he picked Galen Merrick 2.
Okay. So we're good so far.
And
he
then
picked Vader.
And then
So that's.
his would have
wait,
been.
So he had Treya. So he picked Treya. So he didn't get point.
No.
For. So we're up to 8 for him. Where did we leave off?
It would have been Treya, Vader, and then Vader. So that neither of them made it that far anyway.
Vader made it though, didn't he?
Yeah, he made it in the semifinal, but he picked Vader in the semifinal.
Oh, that's right.
To take
Sorry.
on. Yeah, so 8 in total.
I was on a roll there. So
You were.
So 9 plus 8 is 17. Who's next?
All right, we have Boop from Nerd Herder Podcast. Boop, we love you, Boop. They had Ray over Lord Hoth. They had Mara Jade over Kade. They had Cal over Skier. And they had Grand Inquisitor over Windu. They had Ray over Yoda. Malgus over Mara Jade. Revan over Cal. And Mace Windu over the Grand Inquisitor.
Okay.
And then it became Revan over Ray.
It's nothing. Wait, Revan.
Yeah, she gets points for Revan.
Okay, wait, that's 3, right? 1.
Yeah.
2, 3. So we're up to 12 now.
She picked Savage over Cedris. She picked Malik over Vindican. They picked Ezra over Barriss. And they picked Galen over Ulick.
So we're up to 14 altogether.
Vader over Malik.
Okay, 16.
Galen over Treya.
Where's Galen?
And then it was Galen over Malik. And I believe I messaged them over who they had win that overall. Let me double check that.
We really ought not do this.
And then she
live.
said Galen. Galen was her winner, but that didn't matter because neither of them made it. to the
So
finals anyway.
18,
Yes.
unless I miscounted. I'm convinced that I'm not doing this 100% right.
I think you're right, and we can go back over the stream later and correct later if we have to.
I think there's a more elegant solution than
There
counting
definitely
on
is.
one's fingers.
Well, I didn't realize that's all you were doing.
Thank you, Paco, for helping us keep track.
Yes, thank you, Paco. You're a G.
18 for Boop.
And then I think who's in the lead so far?
Charlotte so far.
Oh, she may go for the repeat. Okay. And we have Nick Milkey from Podcast of the Wills, who wrote theirs out because ours was a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Nick had Savage beat Cedris, had Malik beat Lord Vindican, had Ezra beat Barriss, and had Galen Merrick beat Ulick Keldroma. He had Vader beat Savage. Darth Malik beat Kyle Katarn. He had Darth Treya beat Ezra Bridger. And had Galen Merrick beat Darth Krayt. And had Darth Vader beat Galen Merrick. And for the winners, he had Ray beat Lord Hoth. Mara Jade beat Cade Skywalker. Skier beat Cal Kestis. And Kayati Mundi beat the Grand Inquisitor. From that point, he had Yoda beat Ray, Malgus beat Mara Jade, and Revan beat Skier, and Mace Windu beat Kayati Mundi. Said Yoda would beat Malgus, and then Revan would beat Mace for a championship match of Yoda and Vader, which I was kind of hoping we would get.
So wait,
And
does that make 20? Am I crazy?
He might have saved it in the losers bracket. And then he said Yoda would win, but again, Vader or hi Taylor.
Who's this again?
Nick.
Oh, thank you. I think Nick ran away with 20, unless I miscounted somewhere. Hi, Taylor.
Yeah, I think Nick won.
Was that all we had?
Yeah, I think those are all our submissions. I am going to type in everything to make sure there is nothing we are missing here.
We are gonna fact check this.
Yeah, we will. I'm
Before
going to
it's
double check
official.
everything. I'm going to rewatch this later tonight.
Yeah.
And do another count myself and write everything down. But by the looks of it,
Yeah.
yeah, Nick has 20.
Nick
Paco, our unofficial tabulator, is calling it. Someone get Milky on the horn. Someone get Milky on the horn. Actually, I'm going to get Milky on the horn.
You just got. Did Jared commit
Fraud.
Hey,
Alden. Welcome back, buddy.
Alden, you should have been here sooner to stop the steal. Do I have other milk? Yeah, Nick Milk. There we go. Hold on. I'm going to FaceTime him. Hopefully Nick answers. If he doesn't answer, we're all going to be embarrassed.
Yeah,
Damn.
almost as embarrassed as counting the score on your fingers on live.
Hey, sometimes you
on
just have
air.
to do what you have to do. Nick said, "Give me 5 minutes." Here, wait, hold on.
Oh, we've got 5 minutes.
You just won the versus stream with your bracket. Lol. Cool. What was that? Okay, so had to leave. Just got. Nick said, "Shut up!" in all caps. Wait, I'm just gonna hold on. I'll send StreamYard link if you want. That is so funny. I'm so entertained by how entertained he is.
He's like, wow, I did that while I was half asleep.
Yeah, it was so funny. Yeah, he said to send him the link. That is so fucking funny. His reaction made it for me. Here, let me open up the Bird app. Let me close out of that.
The bird thing. Thank you to everyone who
Thank
stuck
you, everybody.
around.
Yeah, we didn't have we had less submissions this year. But yeah, hey, but that just goes to show that those middle round, getting those correct means different. I have really bad latency on these headphones right now, and I got to fix that later. That's not anybody's fault except for voice meter sucking.
Potatoes. What are you doing? That's the search bar.
Oh,
You got to click next, my friend.
okay. You're so funny.
I don't even know how
I'm
Twitter
distracted.
works.
I'm just distracted right now. I'm just entertained by Nick.
Get in here, homie.
Oh, that's so good. Link is sent to the 2022 champ, Nick Milky. I think he even put like a caveat in his email that he was like, "This is going to be bad," or he said that to be private. I had a lot of people said that. Like a lot of people were like, "I don't like how this looks." The subject line of his was Brax on Brax, which I think that was just magic that helped him win.
Brax on Brax.
Yeah. Oh, I am so happy. We're gonna give it a minute for Nick to join the stream, to relish in his victory. He very narrowly prevented Charlotte from having a 2-year in a row winning streak.
That would have been something, though.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Charlotte,
she's
who's
been
secretly been our like $100 patron, and that's why she's winning these by default.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Here, I'm gonna check the latency here. This can't be right. Hold on, that's where it's supposed to be. Still a lot. I'll get used to it. It's been worse. Oh, can y'all still hear me? Can y'all?
I mean, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So yeah, our first episode of the Versus series proper that we're going to be doing in May is going to be a little celebratory one for Obi-Wan Kenobi, where we are going to be doing a Versus series special. We're going to discuss the potential of a matchup between Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, against Darth Vader in his prime. And that's going to be a lot of fun. This echo is really bad, Spencer, and I'm glad you don't have headphones on because it is hard to focus at the moment.
I'm also glad that I don't.
Yes.
You have headphones on.
I know you are. I know you hate headphones.
Nick, where you at?
Here. Well, in the meantime,
It's
I
time
might
for
go
your victory lap.
I might go silent for a little bit because I'm going to try to reset voice meter real quick.
I think in
And then my-
honor of both the Damiversary and the dropping of a new album, I'm just gonna slam poetry style read some Kung Fu Kenny lyrics.
You go for it. Also, I think I fixed it. I sound
Still
better in
some
my
time?
own ear
Oh,
now.
okay, good. Thank goodness for that. I was not prepared to do.
Justice to this.
I'm so excited that while we wait for Nick Milky, we're going to start doing. Oh, right in cue. He saved you from doing slam poetry. Everybody, you're champion. The man's going to be getting some free T-Net merch. Yeah.
What the hell?
Okay, I'm just going to start first. I am insulted by the fact to come in here to accept your prize. You decided to wear a Bombadcast shirt.
Sorry, bro. It's the roll of
That's
the
a little
dice.
disrespectful. That's a little disrespectful.
Just a reminder of your place, Jared. It's just a reminder of your place.
Oh.
He said I'll be on in 5 minutes. That's how he spent his
That's
5 minutes.
Which shirt do I have that could piss Jared off the most?
Yeah.
Pure,
Oh, my
pure.
goodness. Hey,
dice.
I'm coming for Pete or that goddamn droid next. Whichever one wants it. Is
One
everyone
of the
talking
two.
shit on Twitter?
That's right.
And
One of the two.
Whichever one. If he wants to send the clanker to do his dirty work, I'll send him back some scrap. But yeah, you beat last year's winner by a point.
That's a ridiculously hilarious in every sense of the word.
Yeah, I was really entertained. I was like, okay, let's go for Nick's. I saved yours for last because I was so entertained by Brax on Brax. But
Well,
yeah.
The only thing I usually have going for me every year when the NCAA tournament comes around is the fact I know I won't win any money or win any bracket contests, but I always work hard to come up with a good name. So that's all I've got going in my favor.
You came up with a great name and you won. So it's going to be
sensational.
You got it. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? There's for you.
Sensational.
There it is.
It wouldn't be an episode that I'm on
without
if
you
we didn't
incessantly
do
requesting sensational.
It's my go-to.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody be like Nick and end up with Nerd Academy merch.
That's right.
Because
I
gotta
can
get Nick's
replace my
info.
bomb band. See?
Yeah. We're gonna get you something off your back.
It was funny. I
Replace that
texted
rag.
a bunch of our mutual friends the other day, Jerry and Scotty and Pete, and I said, reorganizing my closet, trying to fix some things, and the count I believe on Star Wars t-shirts at the moment is 22. And I believe of those 22, 14 of them are directly connected to like either my own show or content creators I know. The other 8 are like random Star Wars t-shirts from like Five Below or some other crap like that. So it's a problem. And I already know I probably need to buy 2, if not 3 more before I go to Celebration, because like I have updated logos that I don't have shirts for yet and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I will definitely be since Celebration is around the corner, I was definitely going to throw in one of the Knights of the Nerd Republic. That one.
See, there you go.
That art that's behind us with all
Love
of
it.
us Star Warsified.
Love it.
But yeah, I figured I'd send you the link. And Nick, you won a plug as well.
I won. I'm here.
Tell the lovely people where they can find you. And
Absolutely. As some of you know, because I have been on TNAP before, I'm the host of Podcast of the Wills, the podcast that treats Star Wars like a sacred text. We take saga films. Right now, we're breaking them down into segments. We're about to start Phantom Menace next week with Peter Townley is going to be my first guest. And I'm editing that right now, and it's wild because we probably spent almost a full hour just going through the opening crawl. And if you know anything about Peter Townley, he's brilliant. He knows tons and tons of history. And so literally, like, we're talking about like the Opium Wars, and we're talking about like all these other real world one-to-one things that relate to Phantom Menace and the opening crawl. So that's a lot of fun. So Podcast of the Wills every other week.
I love that fucking movie so much.
Exactly. Every other week. Podcast of the Wills on the ATG Cast podcast stream, which is me and Pete from around the galaxy. We alternate weeks on his stream. And actually this Friday, we're going to be doing streaming Star Wars. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but we've got a couple episodes between now and Celebration. So we're going to get together Friday night. We're going to pour a strong drink, and we're going to talk about Star Wars in some capacity.
Excellent. Guys, go check them out. I love Nick. I love Pete. Nick hasn't invited me on Podcast of the Wills yet. It's fine.
We've talked about this. You know, we've talked about this. There's a future
we've
movie
talked
coming
about
up
it.
that we're going to canon study with you on. So,
oh yeah.
and actually, that's not true. You have been on Podcast of the Wheels because we made a drink and it was Jared.
Oh, son of a bitch! I was. Yeah.
So let's back up. Let's hold
Okay.
on.
Yeah. I'm thinking like your interview
haven't done
show
canon
versus
study.
I haven't been on
That's right.
canon studies.
You haven't been
I
on
should
canon
I
study,
should
but you
rephrase
have been
that. I haven't
on.
been on canon studies.
We did a cocktail and everything. So
Yeah.
I
Jared's
feel a little
Dark
bit
and
better
Sithy.
about myself
I
being
remember
called
it.
out now.
Yeah, Jared's Dark and Sithy. I remember that. In my brain, I separate you talking to people and canon studies.
And that's
when
fair.
It's not two
Totally
separate
fair.
shows. But no, go check all of it out. I love everything you guys do, and Nick is one of my favorite people in this space. But yeah, Spencer, where can our lovely people find you, sir?
You can find me on Instagram at SpenceMan Cosplay and on Twitter at SpenceMan49.
That they can.
Jared?
Yep.
Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552, and you can find the Nerd Academy. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Shut the fuck up. And
Those
YouTube.
latency issues, man.
I know. And at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon page. Give me a dollar. Speaking of our
this
show for you. Specifically our $10 patrons, including, let me pull up the Patreon because Paco has a new name, as we've learned during the stream. Maybe we should just say we do this for you.
Yeah, I think it's a good touch. We could read the $10 patrons. We do this show for you.
And Jesus, Paco.
It says use code TNAP at checkout for $5 off on saveinfowars.com. That's $5 off on saveinfowars.com if you use the code TNAP. That's the whole name.
I am going to get clipped because of Paco.
Man.
You pay the bills though, bud. You pay the bills. And we have Nick Johnson as well. Like I said, Versus Series will be back in full force here next month. Also next month during Star Wars Celebration, I'm not going to be in attendance, but I will be live streaming from this here studio, bringing you guys all the updates with the help of my friends from the convention floor, such as the handsome gentleman in the window next to us. So stay tuned for all of that. You sold
Almost
so
got it.
hard in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
He was committed though. That's what mattered.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, buddy. You tried. So stay tuned for all of that. TNET Movie Club is in full swing with So Bad It's Good Month, our episode about Vampire's Kiss featuring bracket submittee Boop from Nerd Herder. So tune in for that. That was a lot of fun. And Mac and Me next week on Movie Club, which will feature Michael McCoy of all remaining systems. Assuming we don't hit any scheduling conflicts this week, which I'm nervous for on my side. But all of that said, thank you everybody for your patience for how long it took us to get this done. Like I said, there were a slew of scheduling conflicts that hit us every time. And then Book of Boba Fett was in full swing. And we had to, I'm glad Nick's wearing the goddamn shirt. We had to fulfill our punishment to Bombad cast. And we figured that would be best served doing the Book of Boba Fett coverage. So
That's true.
Yeah,
we hope that we can earn your trust back when it comes to, time frames. Like when we say it's going to be in December of 20, whatever. We hope that we can earn your trust. That
we're gonna
believe that it'll be on time, because we were just really on a roll in the opposite sense from like the second half of last year on, where we were like, yeah, we're gonna have it up by the first of next month for sure, and then like on the 31st of that month, we were like, hey, so remember when we said we were gonna do this at the beginning of the month?
Scheduling's been so hard lately, but I think we've crossed that hump. So thank you, everybody, for your patience and for your support, and especially to the patrons, especially the $5 and $10 patrons. You get the Versus series every month. Thank you all so much for your patience while we get things sorted out on our end. With that, thank you all so very much for joining us, and may the Force be with you always.
Stop! Move away from the cookie jar!